Good morning. Welcome back. And today we are talking about Bill 7. Last time that we were here, I think it was like 2 weeks before the signing of Bill 7. And now that Bill 7 has been signed, we are now in the aftermath of the signing of Bill 7. There has been a lot of fallout from the signing of Bill 7. And I have to start by registering my disappointment, not from the signing of Bill 7, but from the votes of Bill 7. The fact that the candidates who are running for president of PF and also president of the Republic of Zambia, the candidates have got endorsements from people or from members of parliament who voted yes for Bill 7. I know I cannot blame the candidates themselves, but I'm still very uncomfortable by that. I just have to register that. I am very uncomfortable with the fact that I can be endorsed by people who are voting yes for Bill 7. I am not blaming the candidate, but I am very uncomfortable with that because Zambia is a Christian nation. And in Christianity, it's either, in Christianity, we have got light and darkness. Okay? So, if you are not for light, you are for darkness. There is no gray area. Okay? Even when you read the Bible, because you see, Zambia is a Christian nation. And everything we do, we have to align ourselves with that declaration that Zambia is a Christian nation. If you read the book of Revelations, the Bible says, because you are neither hot or cold, I will spit you out. Have you seen? So God doesn't take people who are in the middle. Have you seen? They are in the middle between UPND and the PF. They want to be in the middle. They want to still remain in good standing with the PF. And at the same time, they want also to be in good standing with the UPND government. It doesn't work like that. This is why the whole week I have been uncomfortable with the members of parliament who were absent when the voting of Bill 7 was done. Those members of parliament who have been absent, I am still uncomfortable with them too. I am not blaming them and I'm not accusing them, but I am just uncomfortable to really open up myself like I used to be before. Okay, let me just say it this way. The way I would open up with those candidates, those members of parliament who voted no, is different from those who were absent. I have spoken to a number of people senior members of PF and also some members of parliament. I've spoken to a number of them, and I'm so uncomfortable with the fact that they couldn't come out in the open to speak for the people of Zambia who sent them there. Because even the members of parliament who voted yes, they know inside their hearts, they know that what they have voted for is evil. Have you seen? Because you are trying to make one human being to be like a semi-god, like a small god somewhere in the universe. Like now Zambia is going to become a small heaven for somebody. Because they have allegedly, in courts, allegedly, given you something to vote in a certain way. Whether that is true or not, it's not the point here. The point is the level of betrayal. That's where the problem is. The level, the depth of betrayal. That is the problem. It is amazing to me that we have got, at this point in time, we have got 156 constituencies plus 8 nominated, okay, MPs. So 156 plus 8. So, and we have a budget. And that budget cannot accommodate volunteer doctors, cannot accommodate the people, the poor peasant farmers who have supplied maize or corn or grain to the government. Those people have not been paid. People who have spent a long time in school learning to be doctors, we can't employ them to start working, helping our people. But we have got enough money to pay for. They told us that it was going to be 211 MPs in the next parliament. But it seems to me that it was not correct. I think the correct number will end up being 281 MPs, from 156 to 281 MPs. So we have got enough money to pay politicians. But we don't have money to pay the doctors who can keep our health safe, who can help us to live long. I mean, and these MPs voted for that. I'm just disappointed. I was looking at the qualifications of being an MP, member of parliament, the qualifications of being a member of parliament. I found out that you just have to be a grade 12, that's all. And even that was just put in recently. Before, you just have to be a human being, whether you went to school or not. And then you are getting more money than doctors. But doctors who spent 7 years, 5 years in school, in college, after grade 12, you spend another 5 years, another 7 years. And they ask you to just work as a volunteer. You know what? I don't want to look like I'm criticizing people. I don't want to look like I'm against human beings in UPND. No, I don't want to look like that. But I'm just, I'm just looking at facts. We can't employ a Zambian who has spent 12 years in school, and he has gone to also spend another 5 years, 7 years in medical school. And we are asking that person to be a volunteer at UTH. And when I say UTH, for the sake of our viewers who are not from Zambia, UTH means University Teaching Hospital in Zambia, you see. So these are doctors who are in school, and they have spent almost 17 years of their lives, others 20 years of their lives, learning how to treat people, in this case Zambians. And we are asking those people to only volunteer. We can't employ them because we don't have the money to pay them. And not only that, but even the poor peasant farmers in the rural areas of Zambia, they have struggled to the point that they have brought in some maize or grain or corn, and they have supplied because they have to sell to the government, and the government has got no money to pay them. But the government has got money to enlarge the parliament from 156 to 211 official records, but the truth is 281. And most of those members of parliament will be appointed by just one human being. I find it so difficult to comprehend this type of thinking or the reasoning behind this type of actions. And I'm going to invite people involved, at least try to convince me to believe your reasoning or your reasoning behind this kind of actions. So please, you can put your comments. You can reach out to me with my email, is right there in my comment section. You can also make a comment. I'll be able to read through. Because if you don't do that, it will force some of us to begin to think and believe that that's why we had load shedding, because they were trying to sell electricity to get money so that they can pay these members of parliament. You see? I mean, we have got no choice but to think like that, because there is no way we are going to have load shedding to the fullest. And then before the rain comes, we have got full electricity. I mean, nobody can believe that, oh, the Kariba has been flooded with the rains. I mean, it's not even the rain season now. At least where I am, it's not the rain season. And we don't have any reports from the meteorological departments that we have got a bumper rain season. So where did the water come from to fill the Kariba so quickly that load shedding seems to be a thing of the past? I have to question myself, was it artificially designed to raise money, or it was really load shedding? That is a question for Zambians to answer, you see. Because I don't want to come here and look like I am against UPND. even though I don't believe in UPND, I have never believed in UPND from the word go. Even when the founder was there, Anderson Mazoka, I never believed in UPND. I believed in MMD. From MMD, I believed in PF. And I have remained PF. I know my mother was UNIP. It took people like President Michael Sata to go to Chadiza to go and campaign to convince my mother to become PF, you know. So it was very hard. I know that. Coming to the Zambian people, I would like the Zambian people to understand that God is with us. I know the Zambian people have some of them have lost hope. Some of them are saying, oh, now we don't know what is going to happen, whether we are going to have elections next year or not. There are a lot of uncertainty. And we were told to move on. We were told that some Zambians, they have not moved on from 2021. They have not moved on from Bill 7. Oh, Zambians, move on. Sir, we are not moving on. Because we are not part of the elite. We are not part of the favorite or special citizens. Some of us, there is nothing we can do to become Zambezi citizens. We were not born in the Zambezi area. Even our names show that we are not from Zambezi. So there is no way we can move on. If you want to become the leader of Zambia, you have to reach a point where you can accept all Zambians. This is why President Kaunda introduced one Zambia, one nation. There was a reason for that, because we are different. And if you are going to become our leader, you have to embrace all of us. You cannot force us to change to become Zambezi when we are not Zambezi. I'm not saying Zambezi is wrong, but what I'm saying is that we are different people. That is why President Kaunda, the founding father of Zambia, introduced one Zambia, one nation, because he knew that he was going to preside over different people, different ethnic groups. And for him to rule over all of us, he had to embrace all of us. You understand me? He had to embrace all of us. That's why he introduced one Zambia, one nation. And it is because of that. That's why you see that in the schools, he didn't teach the history of Zambia so much. Because if he taught the history of Zambia so much, then the divisions were not going to be healed. That's why you find somebody today, you find somebody from the University of Zambia, you ask them about a national party, they don't know. Because it's not taught in school. And there was a reason why it was not taught in school. Because if you continue teaching that, then the divisions or the healing is not going to take place. That's why he pushed all that aside and just brought in one Zambia, one nation as a way to heal and reconcile and bring everybody together. But this administration of UPND has failed to do that. And they are trying to coerce, push everybody to follow them. It's not going to happen. What you are going to achieve by that is dividing the country. And by that, yes, you can quenula. You have managed to divide the country. That's what you have done. But guess what? Me, I'm coming to the Bible now. Yes, people might say, oh yeah, BAPHIRI, mwayamba preaching manje. No. The truth of the matter is that Zambia is a Christian nation. And there is no way we are going to run away from the Bible. Everything we do, whether politics, economists, everything we do, we have to involve God. Because Zambia is a Christian nation. It was declared a Christian nation by President Chiluba. In the Bible, I want to tell Zambians that in the Bible, Bill 7 is there. I know some people are so surprised. You see, the Bible says that there is nothing new under the sun. There is nothing new under the sun. So Bill 7 is in the Bible too. The problem that we have is that we don't really understand the Bible. That is what the biggest problem we have. That's why we have got people who have the audacity to say that October 18 is a useless day of prayer. It's because they don't understand the Bible. If they understand the Bible, they cannot say something like that. They cannot say that October 18 is a useless day of prayer. Because how can you lead 20 million people without God? As if you are the one who created those 20 million people. Those 20 million people belong to God. If you are going to lead them, you have to work with God. There is no way, there is no two way about it. You have to work with God. I am here to encourage Zambians that God is with us. I will explain Bill 7 in the Bible. It was called a different name. It wasn't called Bill 7. In the Bible, it's called Bill Haman. In the book of Esther. Imwe bantu amene simuchita understand the Bible. Go and read the book of Esther. Bill Haman. Haman was a human being who was very selfish. Not necessarily selfish, but I can describe him as somebody who was self-centered. Yes, self-centered. Not necessarily selfish, but self-centered. He was looking at himself. So, when he went to the king, they told him, the king asked him, what should be done to a person who has helped the king, who has saved the life of the king, who has done some good things to the king, and the king has to reward that person? What should be done to such a person? And that is when Haman introduced Bill 7 for the first time in the Bible. Bill 7 was introduced in the book of Esther. Haman wrote everything that is inside Bill 7 today. But sibaziwa Bible. Dear problem yamene Mazambia still now. Sibaziwa Bible watu. Haman was asked what should be done to a person who has helped the king. And that's when Haman introduced Bill 7. When you read what Haman said, what Haman described how Bill 7 should come out, and you compare with the Bill 7 that Zambia passed, you will see that it was all self-centered, all centered to one human being. You understand me? It's more or less like creating a small god, creating another god, a small god, or creating another small heaven for somebody. Different. It's like changing a... I don't know how I can put it, but it's like we are no longer human beings the same. some human beings are more human beings than others. Some human beings are more, it's like, I don't know how I can put it, but it's like we are not at the same level. We are not all mortal human beings. It's like some human beings are more human beings, like I think Animal Farm could describe it very well. That like some animals are more equal than others. I think that could be the best description. But let me just advise and encourage Zambians that God always show up when we have come to the end of ourselves. What has happened with Bill 7, it's good to the Zambian people, the 20 million Zambians. It's good because now we know which member of parliament is speaking for us, or they are speaking for their stomach and their families. Like one of the members of parliament, which I'm very disappointed because he's a youth, he goes on to say that he has got a family to look after, as if Zambians have got no families. You see? I'm disappointed. The reason why I'm disappointed is because he's a youth. You see, if he was an older generation like me, I wasn't going to be disappointed because I know who these people are. And that's why I've been advising Zambians to go for Makebi Zulu. And some of you who have been saying, oh, Makebi Zulu is young, oh, he found us, he's young, Makebi Zulu is young. I'm here to tell you that when President Kaunda became president, he was around 40 years old. He was a youth around that area. He was slightly above the youth age. He was still young within that area. Makebi Zulu could even be older when, if Makebi Zulu become president in 2026, he will be older than President Kaunda when he became president in 1964. You understand me? So the issue of saying Makebi Zulu is young, is this, is that, I am not buying it. And I'm encouraging Zambians not to buy that. Don't fall for that trick. Because not only President Kaunda was young when he became president, even our fathers now, the people that we respect, people like Honorable Vernon Mwanga, he was the youngest diplomat when he became the first diplomat in Britain. I mean, the problem with the Zambians is that they don't know what happened before. That is, they don't know the history of Zambia. They don't know the history of Zambia. Not only Honorable Vernon Mwanga was very young when he started as a first young diplomat in Great Britain. Not only that, but also our own Arabi, President Arabi. He was very young when he started. That is what, you see, the history is going to give us informed, is going to help us to make informed decision for the future. Arabi, our own Arabi. Was very young when he started, even when he became a diplomat here at the UN. He was a permanent representative, very young. Mwaonaka? So vantu vasatiuza ati o Makebi Zulu ni mufana, iyai, chakuti, no. Makebi Zulu is even better than President HH. You understand? Because President HH just came from the corporate world with no experience in politics and just became president. Have you seen? Whereas Makebi Zulu has already served as a Eastern Province provincial minister. He has also served as a member of parliament for Malambo in Eastern Province. You know, he has served already. he already has experience, obviously, he will be more experienced when he becomes president than when HH became president. That is the truth. It's the facts. The facts are there on the. I mean, I'm just using the information that is already in public domain, and people who understand that, they know that I'm saying the truth. According to the Bible, this is what I want Zambians to understand. According to the Bible, Bill 7 is favoring Haman. And it's going to backfire. It's going to backfire, I can tell you that. Because there are so many examples from the Bible that you can read. Haman described all the Bill 7 that he wanted, all that to happen to him. But guess what? It was the opposite that happened to him. The same people he wanted to oppress, Mordecai, is the one who enjoyed those benefits of Bill 7. You understand me? If you look at Daniel, the people who put him in the den of lions are the people that were eaten by lions. Not only that, if you look at the Egyptians, the people they wanted to be swallowed in the Red Sea are the Israelites to be swallowed in the Red Sea. Guess what? It was the Egyptians who were swallowed in the Red Sea. You understand? Look at Daniel, look at Shadrach, Meshach, Abednego. They wanted them to be thrown in the furnace of fire. But guess what? Who was killed with the fire? It was the same soldiers or the same police officers who were following illegal and unlawful orders. Guess what? The king was immune. Some people don't know that immunity is in the Bible. The king was immune. He wasn't killed by fire. It was the police officers who followed the illegal orders that were consumed by fire. Not Shadrach, not Meshach, not Abednego. Obviously. So immunity is in the Bible too. Some people don't know. They think Bill 7 is not in the Bible. I have explained to you, Bill 7 is in the Bible. Immunity is in the Bible. It is in the Bible. So some of these police officers who are following illegal orders, when this government changes, they are in for it. You see, because they are not immune. The leader giving them illegal instructions or unlawful instructions is immune. But guess what? Even when you are when you have got immunity, you are not exempted from God. God still punished that Nebuchadnezzar in a different way. You know, he went 7 years in the bush. You see, so read the Bible, Zambians. That's when you are going to understand what is going on. Because the battle that is in Zambia now is spiritual. It is spiritual. It is a spiritual battle. You see? So, understand these things. Understand these things and know that God is with us Zambians. Some of these people who have crafted Bill 7 will not even enjoy the benefits of Bill 7. It is a different person who is going to enjoy those benefits. Because that's how God works. I can tell you this. And again, I have to express my disappointments at the people who voted yes for Bill 7. And they also endorsed it. I wouldn't... like endorsements like that. I wouldn't like that, you know. And the people who didn't even come to the parliament to speak for the people, they were absent, and today they want to talk. They want to explain themselves. I'm really not happy with that, you see. Now, in the close, I'm closing now. I know I cannot finish everything today. I'm closing now. I would be happy. I just want to express myself. I'll be happy if Makebi Zulu has got a female running mate. And some people have asked me, Senior Kada, who do you want to be the running mate of Makebi Zulu? Let's say that it is a female who should be the running mate of Makebi Zulu. Who are you going to be comfortable with? I have made myself clear before, but I'm going to answer this question again. I would be happy if Makebi Zulu has got Tasila Lungu as a running mate, or has got a chair, UK chair as a running mate, or Madam President of California, Queen Pumi as a running mate. I would be happy with that. Okay? And if the running mate has to be a man, I mean, with men, I only have got 2, because those are the only ones who came out in the open to speak for the Zambians. You see, I don't have a lot in. They are both youths. Actually, both of them are my mbuyas. I always joke with them. All of them are my mbuyas. Apo pampika, apo pali my mbuya Kapyanga. He spoke for the Zambian people. He can be a running mate. I'll be comfortable with that. I'm not saying he should be, but I'm saying I'm comfortable with that. Mpundu, uyu Mbemba, this Mbemba, I wanted to send him to Chitimkulu, Kutia, Kankare Kuma Mountains, but it seems he's behaving well. So Mpundu can be, Binwe Mpundu can be the running mate of Makebi Zulu. I'll be comfortable with that. Because these are the people who are speaking for Zambia. Okay. Now, I don't have enough time. I'm going to close. We may have to continue with this, but I would like people to give their comments. Those people who agree with me that Binwe Mpundu or Francis Kapyanga or Queen Pumi or Tasila Lungu or Chair should be running mate. I want this discussion to come here. Please. Tell us what you think. These are my thinking. I'm not saying this is what is going to happen. These are my thinking, my expression. Since I've got the right to express myself, and I'm just expressing myself. It's not a crime. Please don't fight me. Thank you for listening. God bless Zambia, and God bless the USA. Thank you.